Good day everyone, Mark here with what is probably the most anticipated 992 model of all times, the GT3. Right here, as you can see it, done in shark blue with the carbon ceramic brakes in yellow, as well as the deviated yellow stitching. Now this is probably what Porsche thought of when they first introduced the vehicle, as it is very close to the launch spec. Couple cool things about the exterior of this car include, for example, the carbon fiber mirror caps, carbon fiber roof, done to match the interior, of which we will have some shots later. Furthermore, on the exterior, you will find the GT3 wheels done with the shark blue lip. I believe the customer does want to change out the reflectors for the clear ones, which I think will look a lot better on this car than the orange, to be completely fair. PDLS Plus headlights. Now remember, for the US market, the functionality within this light is not working. That being said, Porsche is still lobbying to get that activated so we can use that as well. It is a phenomenal lighting system. You see scoops in the front. Now on the 991 generation, these scoops were in front of the frunk line, if you will. Right now, they are integrated within the frunk. And if you open the frunk up, you will see that these air vents will stay down here. There's radiators beneath here. Air comes through the front, through the radiators, out, over, and then through the carbon fiber hood, as you can see. Lightweight battery in the front. Obviously, a little bit more of an aggressive splitter. On the touring models, once we do have them, we will obviously do a video walk around too. You'll see that part of this front fascia here is painted on top of the rest of the car. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, we will see a completely redesigned rear wing. The current rear wing on this generation of car is top mounted versus all the other cars that were always mounted from the bottom. Now, what is the difference in between the two? We're talking about downforce. So we're trying to create a lift that pulls us towards the bottom of the car or the road surface. Since the bottom of the wing is the working part of the wing, the more surface area you have across the wing, the more downforce will be created. Hence, mounting from the top will generate in better efficiency. The car has been done with the clear tail lights, Porsche logo in black, with a GT3 badge painted in the exterior color. The splitter, obviously far more aggressive than on any other Porsche GT3 so far, including the RS models, runs all the way through until the center line of the rear wheels. You definitely notice that the car handles a lot better than before, and is probably more comparable to the GT3. Other aerodynamic changes that have been made are some turning vanes in behind the front wheels. We'll get a close-up of that going over the screen right now. Different side skirt compared to either the S models, or turbo models, or any of those models. Wheel obviously being bespoke. On the interior, we will find racing yellow dials, stitching, seat belts, and carbon fiber wherever it could be put. So we have extended dash in leather, hence the stitching around the sport chrono clock, as well as on the side here, only visible obviously when you open the door. That is part of the extended leather pack. On top of that, you'll have leather across the mirror housing, as well as the door bezel, of which we'll enter shots as well. Now this car is obviously already sold, but if you do want to get in touch with us and build your dream car, by all means, do feel free to get in touch with us. We would love to help you out in your search for a GT3. My name is Mark, happy to help, and all my contact information will be listed below. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. We hope all is well. Stick around, as tomorrow, or if you're watching the YouTube video right after this, we will do the drive in this car as well, together with Doug, to share our thoughts on this. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye-bye. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to another test drive. Today I'm here with Doug in the brand new 992 GT3. Congratulations to the customer that's getting this car. I hope you will like it, because for the 1 mile that I've driven it so far, it is a blast. Steering is just like a go-kart. I thought the GT4 and the Spider were insanely sharp, but that is something. Doc, your first impressions on the car?
First of all, I mean, the car sounds great. The GT3s always have, at least, you know, since they rolled out the 4.0s, not that the 3.8s were all that bad. I've only ever driven the 991. That one had an aftermarket exhaust. Also sound good, but something about that stock Porsche exhaust this really is a special car. On the exterior, we've got the shark blue with the shark blue accents. The interior, it's black with the deviated yellow stitching, yellow belts, yellow badging, and tachometer. So it's a really neat build, and this all kind of ties it together with the carbon ceramic brakes.
Now, obviously, we're still in the run-in period for this car, so we are not able to push this car and have you get a taste of the sound in that sense, which is unfortunate. Would love to share that sound with you. I have driven the 991.1 a couple of, well, I would say months ago now by now. It compares very similar, but I can just feel the front end is far sharper than in that car, which I already thought that was sharp. Something I do notice right away is that this car rides significantly stiffer than the previous generation GT3. That's not even with the suspension on active.
So to touch on that for a second, let's bear in mind that there is a 1 whole horsepower bump from the outgoing 991.2, but they shaved, what was it, 7 seconds off the Nürburgring lap time, which is no small feat. This was all done through aerodynamics. You can actually see behind us that the ducktail spoiler. We got a glimpse of one on the lift earlier. The whole bottom is covered. The aerodynamics under the car are actually, you know, way more extensive than you would imagine.
Especially at first glance, because you have those turning vanes behind the front wheels, which I didn't even
diffusers,
think,
behind the front wheels.
Which I didn't even think that, you know, something like that would even help, but apparently it does.
I guess it would reduce the turbulence going to the rear wheels to maintain traction.
True, like you would see on IndyCar, F1, that sort of.
I'm no physicist, but that's my take.
For those wondering, by the way, since you touched on the wing, the rear wing, as you see right behind us, that is in the flattest possible position. You can set it to a track mode. The wing becomes far more aggressive that way. You were not really able to do that on the 991.2. That being said, if you put it in track mode, the car is officially not road legal. That's an important point to make, I think.
Okay. I actually didn't know that. I did know that you were able to do it on the RS models, not on the standard GT3. That was a fixed wing. But going back for a second to the sound and that the small horsepower bump, big difference in the engine from the 991.2 to the 992. 992 has individual throttle bodies, so it's actually the same motor taken out of the 991.2 Speedster. You really hear that in the sound. Car still revs to 9 grand, so again, it's a shame that we can't really push this car to its limit. I don't think the customer would be terribly happy about that.
The customer's probably just going to do it as soon as he drives off, but that's a whole different story. That's his decision, not ours.
So, something that I really appreciate, this one is equipped in PDK. When I first started at Porsche, I was a manual purist. My Volkswagen Golf was a manual. I just kind of lived and breathed 3 pedals. Since I've been working here for a couple of years, I could wax poetic about the PDK transmission all day. It's so good, and I usually not a big fan, but it's almost as if it's a manual gear lever, which in this car makes sense.
Well, that's because the gearbox in this car is not the same gearbox as you find in every other 911 or this generation, the 992 generation. They've actually reused the gearbox of the 991.2 GT3. Same ratio, same everything. So it's a 7-speed, not an 8-speed like in the 992 generation. Hence, the operation was the old school one. Therefore, the manual gear lever and this automatic one look exactly the same. Now you got to push the top to activate a different gear in the PDK one.
Neat.
So that kind of explains that. Coming up on the hairpin turn, now again, we can't push it, but we can tell you that the car absolutely sticks.
Oh my God, it really does.
Jesus. Like, not a lot of cars take that much confidence at 25, 30 miles an hour.
No drama.
No drama, no fuzz. The car's like, yep, no, give me more. Which is just incredible, because I thought the last one was able to do that so well, but this one even more. It just inspires you to go quicker, more so than the car really should. Well, you should be allowed to drive. You're not allowed to drive, actually.
Porsches in general like to be driven. They like to be driven hard. But you can tell this one just wants to be flogged.
It is an awesome looking car. You will see it on the road in the near future. Thank you guys again for joining. If you have any questions, concerns, by all means, reach out to me. You can find my Instagram handle down below, as well as on the YouTube video. Doug's as well. Feel free to contact us, and let's see if we can get you perhaps in this one, as this customer is notorious to not keep his cars around for all that long. Again, thank you guys for watching, and be well.